February 2nd, 3rd, I'm sorry, February 3rd. This is the Citizen Review Board meeting. So, welcome, everyone, and we'll do a roll call. And since you're the secretary, you want to do the roll call?
Let's do attendance. Elise.
Yes.
I got your name right now.
You got it right, Ms.
Rinda Betts.
Linda.
Yeah, no.
Linda's not here.
Ada.
Here.
Dan Jonathan.
Here.
Mike. Harry Prompt.
Harry's not here.
Who's Harry?
Peggy.
Here.
Samia.
Not here.
Octavia. Desire here.
Okay, thank you. So, first line of business is, has everyone had an opportunity to review the minutes from the last meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. We need to get a motion to approve those minutes.
I move a motion.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor.
A second.
We have a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes carry. Motion for adopting the minutes from the last meeting carries. Okay. The chairman report. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for coming back for another session. I want to give out, oh, here comes Harry now, so.
Yeah.
Put Harry.
Hey, Harry.
Hi, Harry.
How's it going?
First of all, I'd like to give thanks to the new mayor-elect, Sharon Owens, for re-electing our chair for another term, Peggy Chase.
Vice Chair?
As vice chair.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, she's as vice chair. So happy to have Peggy back on board.
you.
Also, to have Linda Brett serving out another term. So we have one more person that we need to get on the board. We'll have a full operating board at that point. We'll have all 11 members on there. And not to be remiss, I would also like to give thanks to Cho, who has did a tireless job of helping out the CRB. He's no longer on that. The safety committee is now Donna Moore. Nolita and I met with her last week. I think she's going to be a great asset to the CRB board. So I'm excited about that, the regime change. Okay.
Well, and Donna said she would put me on the reminder for the safety committee meetings.
Okay, fantastic.
Has Donna been a person that's been working under the auspice of the council or in a different position that we know of that will give her some type of understanding for the safety committee and what it's entailed already that we know of?
I'm not that familiar with her background,
Okay.
so
She works with Northeast Community Center and has been working with the refugees for
Yeah, I know
quite
her.
a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know her. I think she will be good. She
Yeah.
has been collaborating with
Yeah.
everyone. So
she definitely have a compassion for the citizens and for
Yeah.
people. So I think she'll be an excellent asset to the board as our go-to for the council. So the next thing on the agenda is the administrator report. Nolita?
Good evening, everyone. Well, Donna's already mentioned us meeting with Donna Moore. I do think as well she's going to be a great asset for us. It was good to sit and hear her ideas of what she wants to do, and she wanted to hear what the CRB was up to, and she's in full support of whatever it is that we do. She has stated that we have full access to her. All we have to do is just give her a call. So I do appreciate that. I too echo the sentiments of thanking Cho for the role that he played. He was when he was in office. So I do thank him for that. He was a great asset as well, and he helped out a lot, quite a bit. And he too had open phone policy for me. If I needed anything, he would call, and I would call. And he also has said he'll still be around. So if I needed him, that he would still take my phone calls. That's great. So during the month of January, focused on strategic coordination, police retaliation, and the Internal Board of Development. Attended the mayor's inauguration on January 3rd and participated, of course, in the board meetings. Attended the board's police committee meeting and quarterly meeting with the chief's cabinet, where the board was formally introduced to Chief Russon's cabinet. So we got a chance to meet all of the new chiefs that have been put in place, and we had a really good meeting. Good discussion. Also, we are in continued discussion with, what's their name again? Bosque and Holston. In regards to the hearing and time, so nothing has been scheduled just yet. We're still waiting on that. Conducted, of course, weekly staff meetings. We meet every Friday, the CRB. We meet every single Friday to just make sure that we're all on the same page and we got a good flow going, and we keep that flow going. Also, we all attended the CCA, which is the Center for Community Alternatives. We have been presenting to them quite a bit, but there's a different group every time we go. So that's really good that we're getting our faces out there, getting our name out there. I've reviewed 10 cases for the month of January, 5 of which are going to be slated for tonight executive board meeting. Legal secretary, Julie has successfully opened 11 new files. She closed 9. We had a total of 20 letters sent out. 11 of them were acknowledgement letters and 5 of them were closing letters. She received 3 letters from the outside. She sent out 3 letters to let them know that we didn't cover their jurisdiction and it was outside of what the CRB does. And then we have Don, who is such a busybody, but he's also attended the mayor inauguration. He also attended the State of Address. He partnered with Adonia to present at the NAACP monthly membership meeting where they were able to discuss and get our faces out there once again. And so we are definitely moving in the community. We're in the community, we're doing events. He focused on recruitment for the new board members here, along with Chris. They did some data things that they were working on for the CRB. Actively participated in the cases where I have sent out cases for them to view. And so we all work together. So everyone participates in case management, viewing of the documents and stuff, so that we have a good idea of what's going on. It's not just one person's idea, but it's coming from different views where everybody can see something different and bring something different to the table. And I think it's very important because sometimes I might miss something. And believe me, they let me know that I've missed it. And they will see things that I don't see. So I can appreciate having a good working team. Adonia is focusing on education to the community, doing outreach, ensuring that the community understands how to access CRB services, and also giving them information. She is the go-to person. So when we are out here doing these events and tabling, majority of the time, they are coming from Adonia. Someone either has called her to ask her to table, or she comes up with these things that are in the community. And we all try to attend to be supportive when she's out tabling. So her, again, she attended the NAACP, also the CCA, and she has some other things that are coming up really soon. So please, please, please look at the website so that you can see the calendar. And if you are able to make the event, please show up, show her some support, as she is making sure that we have our faces in the community. Then we have Chris, our data analysis person. Chris is focusing on technical infrastructure and creating comprehensive progressive reports. So he is doing a ton of stuff with data that I am not data savvy with, but he is really good with explaining what the charts look like and what the data information is, how he collaborated it, and he is working on a really good report for the annual reporting. So he's working on a master spreadsheet that keeps tracking of the system, keep tracking of our cases in the system itself. He reviewed past reports to create a new format for 2025. He decided to keep the format that was set for this year. It's a little bit complicated to try to change it now for it to go in. So, but 2025, the report will look different, and that will be due to what Chris does. We have also purchased a technical backup storage for our records, just in case we have that same problem that we had a few months back where the systems crashed and we lost some things. But we have it backed up now, and so if it does happen, we do have a backup to the backup. So that's really good, and that was also Chris's idea, which I thought was really great. He partnered with Dawn, and they pulled some statistics and created maps for the 2024 annual report. And I believe, what else did you guys do?
Then, I just want to also note that I think it is the end of March, Chris, that we're going to be putting on a data presentation for the board to show you some of the things that are happening along the data lines and with the city. I'm also I talked to Chief Rustin about having Chris and I come over to the police department to start looking at some of their data so we can correlate their data in with some of our data to see exactly what patterns are developing out there in the market and things of that sort. The other thing that I wanted to just emphasize is that one of the requirements of the CRB is that each of the board members is supposed to be sponsoring an event in the district. I think Adonia has sent out an email. If not, it'll go out sometime this week, requesting everyone to send in when they would like to sponsor an event in their area, and then you can work with her in setting that information up and getting so we can get it in each of the areas to make sure everyone has an exposure to the CRB. So, okay. Oh, that's going to be February 28th. It's a Saturday.
Data presentation?
The data presentation with Chris. And I think we said it was 10 to 1? 10 to 1. And that's going to be at the office of the CRB.
I'm out of town that weekend.
Excuse me?
I'm out that weekend, but I'll let you know.
Okay. One of the things that I think we're going to try to do before I leave the office there is to set up some type of recording. So if we're putting on a class and someone can't make it, then at least we'll have a video of that presentation so people can look at it online and keep everybody on the same path. So, okay. Any old business that anyone wants to discuss?
I've got a couple items.
Okay.
I'm wondering, besides myself, how many people on the board have yet to get a token to get into the system? Am I the only one?
No.
Oh, me
No.
too.
Because that needs to be resolved. I've been waiting for probably,
Did you get your token yet?
never got a token. We go through this every time the token comes up. Never received the token, ever.
Okay.
And you can't prove that I got one.
Well, I can ask Tim. I can ask Tim, and then Tim
I
can.
don't know
verify.
what to do with it, but I've been having
Yeah.
to have no
And I understand how the process is with it, that type of thing, and I'm familiar with the system from meeting with you, but I still don't have it, and I think that I'd
She's
like
got
to get
it,
that
but-
out of the way.
Okay, we'll get you a token ASAP.
I think I have a token, but I don't have access to the OneDrive.
Okay, we actually got you and Octavia on the OneDrive.
When?
So that was as of yesterday.
Oh, yesterday?
So I'll be sending out your new password.
Okay.
Actually, did I send your password out, Octavia?
I think that you did, yes. But
Okay.
it was the same one you gave me the other day.
Well, no, it's a little different.
Okay.
There's two characters different.
Oh, that might have been the problem, because I got into the OneDrive, I got into everything, I got to where they asked me for this number on here.
Okay.
And I still couldn't get in. So I don't quite know.
Okay.
I will open it once I
what
get
was going
home
on.
to check if I can
I'm not
access.
particularly, this isn't my, I'm good at growing flowers.
Okay, so I'll make sure that everyone has access to the OneDrive. Peggy and Ada, you guys, tokens are over in my desk. So, and then Mike, I'll make sure I get your physical token from Tim.
We can meet in a parking lot with a brown paper bag, we can exchange, okay?
Oh, my God.
Maybe
That's it,
brown
okay.
paper bag.
I'm just saying, I need to,
Let's get a bag in.
I can, the system itself is familiar to me as far as the system itself and the password. I just need
Let's
to
just
tell-
get this, okay.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to mention is in September, in the fourth meeting, we held a discussion, my notes don't reflect that we voted, but I think we did, for the Oversight Board. But we haven't discussed it since then. We decided there would be 3 board members on it, 3 city residents that board members could recommend, and our director would be part of it. That would be the 7 people on the board, and the board would review and make recommendations regarding, at the very least, our current bylaws.
Okay.
That's what their job is. But again, nothing has occurred. I think we may have discussed it slightly in October. So I'm bringing it up again is to resolve it. For example, at the very least, board members should have a recommendation into you by the next meeting, and we can vote on the next meeting. I think my other notes reflect that if a board member recommends something, it's someone that they can't be related to by legally or biologically. That's all.
Okay.
City resident, but not related to the person making the nomination.
Okay. Joe, do we need to make a motion on that or not?
Yeah.
Well,
Today.
it's, what Mike is pointing out is that he wants each of the board members to send in their recommendation for us to vote on at the next meeting. If I'm,
The answer to your question is, my notes don't reflect whether we voted to establish it at the September meeting. I just don't remember. We did not?
We were talking about,
Okay.
okay. Michael, you want to
I make a
motion?
motion that we establish a 7-person oversight review board for the CRB, whose primary purpose will be to review our bylaws and make recommendations.
Okay. Can I get a second on that?
second motion.
Okay, it's been moved and second. Any discussion? No discussion? Let's take the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Those who abstain? Ayes have it. So by March,
Whatever the date is for our March meeting.
March 3rd. Everyone needs to make sure they get that information into me. Now, I had sent an email out to everyone about the committees, and it outlined the responsibilities for those committees. If you guys can all take a look at that, decide what committees you want to be on, and then I can go ahead and put together the committee listing. And I also sent out a form for us to fill out when we have the committee meetings, so we know what's going on and everybody can stay on the same page. Okay. Any other old business that we need to discuss?
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, thank you for bringing the committee thing, because time runs so fast. And I think the office is doing a good job. So shout out to Adonia. I see her everywhere. And all the administration and Dan and Norita, they are all doing a good job. And I think like the board, we need to make sure that the committee is going where is moving, because and also the most thing I want to bring out is the translation for the immigrants, for the new Americans, the one I requested. You know, this is very important. If you need help with the translation, I can help, but we need to work on that as soon as possible. So that they can know the rules and regulation of this country. That's very important. When the police stop you, what do you do? So I think by the time I end my term on this board, I need that to have been implemented. So thank you.
Okay, fantastic. We'll definitely get working on that.
I'm not sure what are you saying the CRB board rules or translated? What are you talking about translated?
No, the education materials,
To be translated into
to be
different
translated
languages.
to different
Various
languages. Yeah,
Education materials.
Yeah.
Like
Other
what to do
languages.
when you're stopped by the police.
yeah.
Okay, there's quite a lot of that out there. I was actually at Tilly's Touch, the soccer place over on, by an Assumption Church. My grandson plays soccer there. And they actually have cards, and they have them, I think, in at least 15 different languages. So that may already exist. I can,
But I think Desire is gearing more towards the CRB material that we have,
That we
that
present.
we can
And
put out
to
there.
build in confidence in the new American people that they can report cases, because they always have fear, if they face violence, if they face challenges, how can they report, because I know new American leaders, but I can't go to meet them if we don't have translated materials. It's going to be very easy if we have them so they can lead in their own languages. Otherwise, we may need an interpreter wherever we go. If we go to the Arabic, I don't know how to speak Arabic, so that's very important.
I said, we'll definitely be working on getting that taken care of. One other thing. Far as position at the CRB, the only position that we have left that needs to be filled is the one for the investigator. I am working on some alternatives on how we may handle that situation. I'll be drafting a letter and I'll be getting it out to you guys to get some feedback on some options that we can take to get that position filled.
So one of the things that is still available to us is we can use the people that we were using before. What's Virgil on them?
For freelance
Freelanders.
investigation.
Are we not still using them?
We are still using them.
Okay.
Like I said, what I'll do is I'll get that letter out to everyone for you to review. There's some options on how we can cut costs and still get the job done. So, yeah.
Is that something that we're presenting as far as, because of Freelander, we're looking at the rates based on them and comparison to something else?
Well, we're looking at rate, and then they also have a cap. So once they hit that cap, then we're just sort of stuck without them. So we're trying to become self-sufficient. So,
Is Freelander, is that a private eye firm?
yes. It's an investigation firm that's here. Virgil is the owner of that company.
So are you requiring that they have a license from the state of New York as a private investigator?
He does. He has a license to the state of New York. So,
And we've used them for
yeah,
previous
we've
years,
used them.
right?
Yeah, for years. So,
For years. And so,
and normally the time that we use Freeland is when we have a case that goes beyond our scope, that needs some more deep investigation. So that's when we turn to freelance. But a lot of the cases that we deal with, we can deal with those cases in-house without actually having to go out.
What's the hourly rate that the CRB offers to a private investigator?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, it is $95 an hour.
Good.
So, but,
Thank you.
okay. Okay.
I have one more thing.
Okay.
When I was registering people to vote at the state fair the other day, I met a fellow who was in the Rotary Club, I believe.
Okay.
And he was interested in having a presentation done for them. So I have his information. I'll give it to
That
Adonia.
could be
Okay,
your-
great.
That could be your.
Pardon?
You could use that as one of your one event.
Right, or I could,
Yeah.
yeah.
That'd
Okay.
be good, I think.
Oh, and I just want to point out that Sunday, Adonia and I are going to be doing a presentation up at Nottingham School. It's the Asian festival that they have every year that's up there. So if any of you want to help table at that event, we definitely welcome you. It's from 2 to 6, or 2 to 6. So,
Where's the data?
excuse me?
8.
That's Sunday, the 8th.
The Chinese lunar?
Is it
Yeah.
Nottingham?
At Nottingham School,
Nottingham High School?
at the high school.
They used to do it at the F Shed.
Yeah, last year they did it at Nottingham. I was there last year, so. Okay. Okay, so we're going to move on to the committee reports. And right now, since the only committee that's functioning right now is the police relationships, and that's Mike, Elise, and Linda. Do you guys have anything to report on that?
Mike does.
Our director gave essentially our report. We did meet, and Dan, we were looking for you there. I'm serious, we were expecting you to be there.
Well, I attended the first one, and then,
He set it up.
other than that, I'm trying to slip out of this, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. No, we met the entire new administration.
Okay.
They were all there. Were we missing anyone? Nobody there? No, and had a discussion relative to our relationship with them, but it was very cordial, met them. I'm not sure we covered anything really dramatic, other than we had a discussion. At that point in time, I think that, and this is a question that was posed, I think at that point in time, there had already been one homicide in Minneapolis, and then the second homicide occurred after that meeting. But I posed the question to the chief relative to the conduct. There's a trickle-down effect between federal, state, local, as far as police agencies mirroring what they see other police agencies doing. And I brought that up as far as his organization. Is this something that they've already met on and discussed relative to that type of conduct and the manner in which law enforcement acts in the community? And he seemed to be well aware of it. They were talking about it. He also gave us his top 2 issues for coming in his first year, which was pretty interesting. I don't have the notes with me, but I mean, my perspective is, given their age, this is about as youthful as the police department you're going to find, and I don't mean that as a derogatory comment. Normally, at that point in time, for chiefs and deputy chiefs, they're somewhere between 80 and 100 years old. These folks are all in their 40s. They are articulate. They are well-educated. I'm not suggesting that by describing it that way that you're going to have, that you ultimately get the police force you want, but this is a young department, and with a lot of well-educated, bright ideas, and they are articulate in what their goals are and where they want to go. So it was a was a positive meeting. I'm impressed.
One of the
But-
things that I want to give kudos to the committee. What they do now is that Nolita looks at a lot of the cases in Adonia, and we come up with some of the things that may not have been an infraction, but could lead into being an infraction. So they meet prior to going over to the police department and draft out some things that they think that would be helpful to the police department for modifications and changes to make sure that things run along smooth and the citizens of Syracuse are being treated in the proper way. So, like I say, kudos out to you guys committee. I think you guys are doing a phenomenal job, and just keep up the good work.
And I have to go.
Okay.
Sorry. This is, this will be the only time. This is because we switched to Tuesday.
Same here. I'm going to have to leave at 6:15 also myself.
There is still, my belief is, even if you and I leave, you
There'll
still
still
have
be a
quorum.
quorum
You
of
still have a
7,
quorum.
yep.
Okay, thank you.
So, and then Peggy's going to, as the vice chairman, will then handle the executive session for the review of the
Reviews.
claims of the cases. So, and I do apologize, but again, I had made this commitment prior to us switching from a Thursday to a Tuesday night. So, okay. Next thing on the agenda is the public comment. Welcome, Barry.
Hello.
Welcome New Year.
I have a question for you later. Okay. Hi there. You know who I am, Barry Gawanter, resident of Syracuse, 13207. First thing, I understand that you did a case investigation training on 115. That's great. That's a necessary training. What I'm curious about is whether that covered use of force and analysis of use of force, search of persons, vehicles, and homes, and also procedures when officers arrive at a scene. All of those things are essential to be able to analyze a complaint. So I'm wondering what was included in that. Thank you. Two, I was thrilled to see a third and a fourth quarter report on the website. Kudos to you, Ms. Tannehill. I was wondering, in past reports in past years for the CRB, they did indicate the types of complaints that came in without being able to identify who they were tied to or the officers about whom there may have been complaints, but simply the type of complaints. There was so many use of force, there was so many demeanor, there were so many searches, and I didn't see that. And as you process complaints and take them to hearing and have results, I think it's important that the public knows what kind of cases are coming to you and what kinds of cases you are considering through the hearing process. I also saw no indication of how many complaints were founded, how many complaints were unfounded, how many complaints there was not enough information to determine. And again, I think the public needs to have some information about outcomes. And I know you're just starting up and hearings are coming, but still, I think the outcomes need to be there. 3. Don, you said something about you're going to write about alternatives to hire an investigator to cut costs but get the job done.
Correct.
And I ask that you discuss those alternatives in a public setting rather than only discuss them behind the scenes, because the CRB fought long and hard to get an investigator. And if you choose to go in a direction that dilutes that, I think that's a discussion that needs to happen in public.
Well, you know what? I'll have to check with Joe to see whether or not that, how that falls in, whether it does have to go before a public hearing, or if that can be just because it's actually a personnel issue. So I'll get some clarification on that for you.
Please do, because
Okay.
if there is something short of hiring an investigator when it's in the budget, I think the public has a right to know.
Okay.
You mentioned that there was going to be a presentation by the police to review data, and it was at the CRB office on February 28th. from 10 to 1. Is that open to the public? I would suggest...
I'm sorry, repeat that again?
I heard you say that there was going to be a meeting with the police to review police data.
No. It's with the board, we're doing a presentation to the board about the data. Not, the police department's not involved in there. The police department was that Chris and I are going to meet with Chief Rustin to see about getting data from the police department so we can
I'm
marry
sorry
up
if I
with-
misheard.
with the CRB to make sure that things, we can pick up patterns that are happening, because getting data from the police department is very important, and then using our data to correlate between the two. So,
If you're going to discuss data, trends, patterns, not tied to an individual, I
Right.
would suggest that discussions should be public. So even if you're just going to be discussing the data that is evolving, that is available to you, is that thing on the February 28th from 10 to 1 going to be open to the public?
well, and basically, what it is to allow the board to understand how the data looks and how to read the data, how we get to that point. So I don't know if it's going to be open to the public. Again, I'll have to get legal counsel on whether or not, when we're doing the training, what training has to be open to the public and what training can be held in-house without having to be exposed to the public.
Is it a training or is it a review of data?
It's a
It's a
training.
training.
Okay.
A workshop
yeah,
for
just a
us,
workshop.
and then we put it out to the public.
Okay, I think the public would be quite interested in that. And since you only meet once a month and it's on February 28th, I asked to find out if that's something that can be publicly transparent. You got a data analyst. That is fantastic, and I'm thrilled he's coming up with stuff that you'll be able to use, but the public also may want to know about that. Two more things.
Could be presented at the follow-up March meeting.
Yes.
That would be certainly an
Yes,
option,
yes.
but not just behind closed doors, please. There is translating your educational materials into other languages is fantastic. It's a great idea, and I think it's necessary because of the fear in our immigrant and refugee community right now. However, there is a cost to translate documents accurately, and you can't just do that because somebody speaks a language. There's specific terminology involved. So I was wondering, do you have a cost for interpretation and translation in your budget? And if not, how will you deal with that cost? And are there resources within the city, including the city's Title VI coordinator, that can help you with that? Also, if you're wondering what languages, talk to DSS. They maintain a list of the majority of languages that are spoken and the percentages of people that seek DSS services in the languages they speak. Last thing, I heard very quickly from Mike about, and you did a motion and enacted the formation of a 7-person oversight review board. And all I heard was that that group would review your bylaws and make recommendations. Is that group also going to be taking a look at the legislation to see if you have any recommendations for amendments? I just didn't hear it. It went too quickly.
And that board would actually, or that committee would actually overlook the whole gamut, both the legislation and the bylaws and any changes that need to be made. And I mean, we're just in the fledgling state right now, so as we get closer to deciding how that board is going to be made up, who's going to be made up of, we'll be definitely making sure that the public is involved in getting that done.
Thank you for the clarification.
I just wanted to give a quick clarification about some of the questions that you had, specifically about the annual report about what is or is not going to be in it. The sustain rate is going to be in the annual. Oh, okay, yeah. Those will be in it going forward. In the report. the sustained rate and then also the different types of cases going forward. When we initially were starting out, that spreadsheet had not been created yet, and it has been created now. So going forward, we will be able to do that.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
I add some things more.
No.
Yeah, and yeah. So I think on Chris on the data, I led on Washington, Seattle, CRB, and they do something like a feedback from the community, to hear from the community. So this is very important for the accountability. Maybe it's something we can duplicate here in Syracuse and create like a survey, to hear from the public. And that survey cannot cost us money because a donor can go in the community and help people correct, show them how to enter the information. So it's just a suggestion, I read it and I saw this is very important. I don't know if it can help the CRB. I just don't know.
Okay. Interesting enough, I'm glad you brought that point up. So when Adonia and I or whoever puts on meetings in the community,
Field events.
field events, one of the things we do have a survey that we have people fill out about some of their concerns, what some of the things that they like to see done. And the last one we had, which was at the library with the NAACP monthly meeting, had a lot of questions that wanted to be answered. So, and every time we get those, we sort of add those to our survey. So we keep building out the survey to make sure that the people in the community, if they have questions, that we get those questions answered for them, and that anytime we put on a presentation, we address those issues for the community at large. So.
Good.
Okay. Okay. Any other comments from the committee out there, citizen? Any other thing that the board wants to talk about? If not, make a motion, or someone make a motion that we go into executive session.
I'll move that we go into executive session.
Okay, can I get a second?
Second. You should state the reasons for executive.
Oh, well,
To review cases.
to review
Is
case.
that enough?
To review investigative cases.
Yeah, those pending, we need to get a motion to go into executive session to review the caseload for pending cases. Did you make a motion?
Do we have to say it again?
I move that we go into executive session to review cases.
Okay. There's been a motion on the floor to go into executive session. Can I get a second?
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Any abstentions? Any discussion? Motion carried. We're going into executive session, and then once the executive session is over, we'll come back out and close out the meeting.
Yeah, so for the.
Playing the game.
And that's exactly what it is.